If there's anything that Darth Vader had taught us is that Anakin Skywalker will always be there. When you go to sleep, Anakin Skywalker will be there. When you wake up, Anakin Skywalker will be there. When you go to Padme's grave in order to see her for one last time after decades, guess what? Anakin Skywalker is there at that moment with Darth Vader, since this cover in actuality tells us exactly that Anakin Skywalker is surfacing from the deep. In the depths of Darth Vader, there is light, and Luke Skywalker was the only one to notice that really. Other than him, all others had given up hope, even Obi-Wan and Yoda. But in this video, we're going to talk about the cover of covers, this beautiful cover that represents the upcoming issue of the Darth Vader series. This is issue number 5, designed very beautifully to showcase what will happen in the next issue. In the next issue, there are split personalities. Once Darth Vader approaches Padme, Anakin Skywalker will be there. Will this be the turning point for Darth Vader? Will this be the momentary lapse where the light shined? You see, there's been one question specifically on my mind, and this question has been posed by a lot of fans, and it's very logical. Why didn't Sidious, through all this time, if he was the pragmatist, if he was the masterful Force user, why couldn't he sense the light in Darth Vader? By all accounts, Palpatine was very pleased with his apprentice all this time. Although there's been ups and downs, he never really doubted the allegiance of Darth Vader. Even till the end, when Palpatine is literally torching Darth Vader's son in front of his eyes, he never flinched for a second to think that Darth Vader would betray him. In fact, that's what ultimately led to his death, which was his overconfidence, as Luke Skywalker said. What gives me a moment to pause here is exactly this. So for those who are not familiar with this new series that started now in 2020, we just finished issue number 4, and issue number 5 is coming in less than a month with this cover showcasing half Vader, half Anakin. So my mind immediately goes to the duality of these two people. While Anakin was not the best Jedi, Vader in fact is not the best Sith either, as he was born from a Jedi. You see, in the Sith culture there are two origins. Either you were a Jedi and you got corrupted with the dark side and became a Sith Lord, or you simply were born into the Sith. You became a Sith outright. That's what actually happened to Palpatine, and that's what happened to Darth Plagueis, and so on. The Sith were in secret because they were not Jedi. They were brought up to be Sith. This leads us to think that they never really felt emotions like the Jedi. They were never familiar with humility or grief or guilt. That's why they were psychopathic in that nature. They could destroy and kill everyone without a moment's thought. But Darth Vader did not come from darkness. He came from light and became darkness, and that is what hinders him in the end. In fact, in Legends, that's why the ancient Sith did not believe in Darth Vader one bit. They knew that that light would ultimately shine brighter than the dark could engulf it. This is why Palpatine tested Darth Vader relentlessly. Every comic, every show, every movie we see, Palpatine tests Darth Vader to the maximum because he wants Darth Vader to prove that he is, in fact, completely engulfed in the dark side. And what I think in the end happened is that this next issue that is going to come out, his meeting with his dead wife, Padme Amidala, just laying there and all those memories coming back, this is the moment when that beacon of light will start to re-shine again. After all these decades being laid dormant there, this is the moment. These issues take place after Empire Strikes Back and before Return of the Jedi. So by the time we see Darth Vader in Return of the Jedi, Luke can already sense the light in his father. This tells us that throughout this adventure in these comics, this is a turning point for Darth Vader. A turning point from the dark and towards the light. This might be the reason why Palpatine was so overconfident and did not suspect Darth Vader in the slightest, but meanwhile Luke did, because he was freshly introduced to his father just now. after Empire Strikes Back. And Darth Vader meeting Padme again, even if she's dead, seeing her again might do the trick. In issue number 5, we might get the turning point, my friends. I definitely expect something to be there, something with more significance than just another Darth Vader adventure. In the canon lore, this will be the moment where we point to Darth Vader slowly turning to Anakin Skywalker once again and ultimately redeeming himself by saving his son in the end. And this is what I wanted to talk about. The cover shows us that will prove to be true in the next issue when it comes early next month. For those who missed the last issue at the end of how Darth Vader entered Padme's tomb, here's a short recap. He was stopped again in his tracks by 5 handmaidens who were determined to not let Darth Vader desecrate the grave of Padme Amidala. Now Zed went one by one explaining who they are. Irte and Rebay, 2 of the Queen's earliest bodyguards. Then we have Sachet, heroine of the Naboo resistance tortured by the Trade Federation. And finally, it was Dorme, Senator Amidala's closest attendant during her early days on Coruscant, as we see Dorme helping Padme during Attack of the Clones. In a way, Darth Vader did not want to harm them in the slightest, but simply told them that if they wish to live, leave now. It almost seemed like he was pleading with them to not make him kill them one by one. It meant nothing. The Amidalans were sure to destroy Darth Vader once and for all, and they were determined to die but not let Darth Vader step a foot in Padme's tomb, as all of them started attacking Darth Vader and slowly pestering him, hitting him with electrostaffs and blaster fire as he was defending himself, as he was reminded of Padme each step. And at that moment, it was done. Darth Vader was tired of games. He used the Force and lifted them all in the air, incapacitating them and Force choking him all at the same time. But as he gazed upon Padme's statue, and this is one of my predictions that Padme will have some sort of influence on Darth Vader at this moment, especially with the handmaidens, he did not kill them. Vader, in the presence of Padme's memory, if you will, he simply released the handmaidens and then Force pushed them away, not killing them, but simply incapacitating them. Darth Vader was on his final steps. He approached the gate of Padme's tomb. During that journey, he came upon the amulet that he gave Padme all those years ago, decades ago when he was a child, and he made it for her especially to remember Anakin, as the lifeless mask of Darth Vader could not do anything but look on. Look on in nostalgia and when the days were better for young Anakin, and now as an older, frailer man, he was a monster, Darth Vader. He could not escape his past if he ran as fast as light. The devastation he left behind was unthinkable. The Amidalan army were completely wiped out, and now the handmaidens as well. They could do nothing to stop Darth Vader's path into Padme's grave. Even Sabé came back for one last time, crawling on her arms just to see if Darth Vader was done finally. And as he used the Force to open the giant gates to Padme's tomb, he simply told her that no, he was not done in the slightest. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, leave a thumbs up down below, subscribe for dailies. Now you can have an awesome day, Star Wars fans. I'll see you in the next video, and may the Force be with you until then.